Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, depending on what time you're watching this and where you're watching this. It is December 31st, 2022. This is part 3 of How to Interpret Dreams and Visions, Perry Stone. Okay. And this section is called Then Came 9/11. On the morning of September 11th, 2001, I was working at our ministry center in the Manifest Order Fulfillment Room when my secretary ran in and announced, "Someone has flown a plane into the World Trade Center." I was thinking that a small plane had struck the tower when a pilot died in flight. Within a few moments, she said, a second plane was flown into the second tower, and it is believed to be a terrorist attack. That is when the reality of the 5-year-old vision hit me. I went home, and on the television screen, I saw the black smoke from the first plane pouring upward, forming that black square I saw in the vision. Later, when both towers collapsed, I witnessed the fulfillment of the vision with the gray smoke rolling down the street, being described by news commentators as a tornado, sending multitudes running into buildings for safety. I would later learn from Ground Zero workers that many people also found refuge in a large church called Trinity Church, seeking safety and praying. It was the exact description of the building and activity occurring within the church I had seen in the second vision. At that moment, the meaning of 5 tornadoes was not making sense. I thought there would be 5 attacks: the Pentagon, the plane crash in Pennsylvania, and perhaps one more, making 5. However, within 48 hours, it was clear. Trade Centers 1 and 2, the Twin Towers, were attacked, resulting in the eventual destruction of Trade Center buildings 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 5 other buildings housing thousands of businesses. Other office complexes were ruined by the dust and were closed. Of course, there were many relief organizations bringing food, water, and needed resources to both the people in need and the workers at Ground Zero. What about the cornfield? In the story of Joseph, the cornfield represented a famine coming to Egypt. The 9/11 attacks did not disrupt food. However, corn in the Old Testament was a staple that was also sold and was a vital part of the economy of the ancient world. In the New Testament parables, the field represents the world, and the corn, wheat, the harvest. Looking back in retrospect, the Trade Center was the World Trade Center, with offices representing numerous nations housed within the towers. Thus, the field, the world. Also, corn can represent the economy, and the 9/11 attacks had a devastating impact not only on New York City, but also upon the travel industry in general. Thus, the corn was rooted up, indicating that those in these 5 buildings would no longer have jobs in those buildings. I later realized that the concrete wall from which I viewed the storms may have been an allusion to Wall Street, which was not impacted by the storms in the manner that the other buildings were. Getting in the cleft of the rock was a direct reference to Christ, who is the rock of our salvation and a shelter in the time of storm. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.